Hey y'all, we need to talk about growth charts. A lot of people are confused about them. They stress people out, and yet every time you see a lactation consultant, see a pediatrician, we're taking a weight, monitoring the weight. So I just want to make sure you understand them quite well. So this is a growth chart here. This is for a boy. The first thing we need to know about the growth chart is these were created by the World Health Organization some years ago. Prior to that, we had a set of growth charts created by the CDC. Those charts were based on babies that were fed a variety of ways, formula and breast milk. So we were measuring what was happening, but we weren't measuring like what is kind of biologically normal. So whether your baby is formula fed or breastfed, we want to use the World Health Organization growth charts. My chart is built into my software that I use for charting, but they are the World Health Organization growth charts. You can pull them up on a website and chart yourself, or if you're using an app or looking at what your doctor's charting or your lactation consultant, you can always just ask and confirm, are these World Health Organization growth charts? Pretty much that's all we see nowadays. So is how these were developed, first of all, was the World Health Organization undertook a huge project where they weighed healthy babies and children all over the world of different stature parents, different cultures, but they were all fed breast milk, exclusive breast milk, and then started solids, around 6 months. And these growth charts go for all ages. So is what we want to know is that all the children are healthy that were included in this. And when we look at the chart, let's show you here like this. So my chart has a red line at the top, then a yellow, then a green, and then a yellow, and then a red. So anywhere the dot is how much this child weighs. Over on this side is their weight in kilograms, and over here is their age. I have it by weeks, and then it goes to months, but like I said, you can print these for children as well that are in the years. And each dot is a weight that I've put into this chart. So anywhere from the top to the bottom are all the healthy children. The top is not better than the bottom. The middle is not better than the top. Anywhere in here is fine. So this is not a judgment. We are not looking for the highest percentile to indicate that your baby is healthiest. So for example, this dot right here is just a bit over the green line. It's just a little over the 50th percentile. My chart doesn't tell you the exact percentile because I find that we don't really need to get into that minutia of knowing the exact percentile. So let's say a child is 50th percentile. That means of 100 healthy children all over the world that are the same age, 3 weeks in this case, 49 would weigh more than this child, and 50 would weigh less. So right in the middle. If you're in the 80th percentile, then 20 of 100 kids are going to weigh more than yours. Again, the important thing to stress here is not that the percentile is not so important, except that they're following a certain percentile. So let me explain what that means. As you can see, this chart makes a little curve. At the beginning, it's going a little steeper, and then it starts to flatten out a little bit more as they don't gain so much from week to week as they get older. So baby is usually born, most babies lose weight, a little bit of weight, and then they turn around and start going up. So there's a little drop usually at the beginning. Whoop. Okay, little drop right there at the beginning, and then we turn it around and start moving up. If I was to weigh this baby at 4 months, I would expect them to be right around here between these yellow lines, somewhere on the top or bottom of the green. It is okay if they move within one deviation here. So each one of these little sections is called a deviation. So if the child dropped down closer to this yellow line, again, even that is not that concerning. It's when they go down to a second deviation that's concerning. So this is an example of a chart that's doing well. Along with these charts, if you're really need more information is the World Health Organization has other charts that go with it, including head circumference and length, and then one that does the ratio between two measurements. So if we're really concerned about a baby, then we want to look at their whole set of charts. But this is kind of the standard one. Let me show you another example of a chart here. Give me 1 second. Okay, here is our second growth chart. This child, this is a girl. She started kind of up at the top, like up in that top yellow section above the green. Over time, she went each dot into the green line, below the green line, to the yellow line, and then below the yellow line. So over time, over the first 11 weeks, this child was just gaining weight, but not enough to stay on the curve. So do you see the difference where that other child was kind of staying on that same curve, around the same spot on the chart? And this child, this baby was not. And so that is an indication we need to take action. Either the baby, the most common obvious answer is the baby is not being fed enough, whether at the breast or bottle, and we need to feed them more. If we start doing that and we don't see the weight go up, then we need to look for like what underlying situation is going on that's preventing that child from gaining weight, preventing them from getting the nutrients they need. So this is not uncommon for me to see as a lactation consultant. You know, maybe this parent thought everything was going along fine and they went to another doctor visit and realized it wasn't. It's not like this baby needed to be hospitalized or anything like that. We just took some action to boost up mom's supply, get a little bit more nutrition into baby. Let me show you one more. Okay, chart 3 here. Okay. Chart 3 is a baby boy. And this chart is, this baby was born small. So either they came a little early or they just were small for gestational age, but even at birth, we're below the chart. So that's where they started. Now, I said the top and the bottom is the range of healthy babies. We know this baby entered into life with a little, already a little something happening that has caused them a challenge. It doesn't mean they're going to be unhealthy going forward, but we know at birth, there was something that they just kind of weren't at a typical weight for birth. Okay, so starting low. So our goal is not to get the baby to back up to green or up any higher. We know this baby is going to be smaller. And so this baby is managing just below the red line, maybe getting a tiny bit further from the red line each time. You know, maybe there would be a little supplementation. Maybe the baby would need a little more. Or maybe this baby would be just fine and we just continue following them. So if you want to know more about growth charts, I go over them in my lactation consults. So that's just kind of part of what we do to understand your baby's growth. We want it to be a tool to give us information without being a tremendous amount of stress. So we don't want to over monitor. Babies grow in spurts, so we recommend not weighing more than maybe once a week. Too frequently can cause distress when it's not there. So babies are pretty resilient, and we just kind of are wanting to watch over time. If your baby is not gaining enough, then we come up with a custom holistic plan that works for you. So whether that's adding in more bottle feedings, adding in formula, starting solids, working on finding how you could make more milk, boosting your supply up. So that's what a lactation consultant does and how they can help you. If you have any questions, just please put them in the comments and I'd be happy to answer. Thank you. Bye-bye.